Attention, passionate Dallas Cowboys fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East, and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another championship run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before we dive in, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and fellow Dallas Cowboys fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if there's one thing that has been buzzing around the NFL universe lately, it's the possibility of some seismic shifts happening in the NFC East, and the Dallas Cowboys are right at the center of that storm. This isn't just about another offseason move or a new signing. It's about the potential for a franchise-changing decision that could shape the next decade of Cowboys football. And one of the most talked-about rumors right now involves a young quarterback from Cleveland, Shedeur Sanders, and the Cowboys' interest in acquiring him. Yes, you heard right, Shedeur Sanders, the son of legendary Deion Sanders, who has been making waves in college football and drawing NFL scouts' attention for quite some time now, might be on his way to Dallas. But why would Dallas consider such a move? What's the big picture here? Well, let us peel back the layers. The Cowboys, as we know, have been navigating a tricky period, especially after the Micah Parsons trade saga, which shook up their defensive front and dynamics. But more than that, the real concern has been their quarterback situation. Dak Prescott, the face of the franchise for years, has had his ups and downs, especially when it comes to playoff performances. Despite his leadership qualities and statistical moments, his postseason record of 2-5, coupled with some inconsistent performances, has led to questions about whether Dallas should start exploring alternatives. Prescott is under contract for the next 3 seasons, but NFL teams don't operate solely on loyalty. They operate on winning, on maximizing talent, on making bold decisions when necessary. Now, here's where the story gets even more interesting. The Cleveland Browns, after drafting Shedeur Sanders in the recent draft, showed high expectations for their young quarterback. But early on, the signs weren't entirely positive. His timing with NFL-caliber receivers has been a bit off, and the speed of defenses. The complexity of NFL schemes, these are things that young quarterbacks often struggle with, and Sanders is no exception. Reports suggest that he is not fitting perfectly into the Browns' offensive system, and their veteran quarterback, along with a surprise breakout from a lower-depth chart player, has them feeling pretty confident about their current starter. That's a key point. Sanders might become expendable if Cleveland sees an opportunity to gain draft capital or address other roster needs. But why would Dallas be interested? Well, the Cowboys have long been rumored to want a long-term successor to Dak Prescott. Jerry Jones, the legendary owner, has never been shy about making splashy moves, especially when it comes to quarterbacks with star power. Shedeur Sanders, with his pedigree, athleticism, and high ceiling, fits that mold perfectly. A trade for Sanders would make a lot of sense for Dallas, particularly if they were looking to plan for the future, to have a contingency plan, or even to challenge Prescott's starting spot if he doesn't perform at the level expected this season. And let us not forget, Dallas isn't exactly stacked against division rivals like the Eagles or the Commanders right now. Their roster has a lot of talent, but it's clear they need to improve at certain key positions, especially at quarterback, if they want to contend for the NFC crown. Investing in a young, dynamic quarterback like Sanders could be a strategic move to keep the Cowboys relevant for years to come, even if Prescott stays for now. The NFL is a league of bold moves, and Jerry Jones has shown time and again that he is willing to pull the trigger if it's going to give his team a competitive edge. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let's continue with the big reveal. Now, let us zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture. The Cowboys have always been a franchise that is not afraid to make bold moves, especially when it comes to their quarterback position. Remember the Tony Romo era, the Dak Prescott breakthrough, and the blockbuster trades that have defined their history. And even with Prescott under contract, the team's management has to be thinking long-term. Could Shedeur Sanders be the heir apparent? Could he be the guy who finally takes Dallas over the hump to a Super Bowl? It's also worth considering the recent NFL landscape and how other teams are approaching quarterback talent. The Browns, with their high draft pick and recent evaluation, seem to be in a similar spot trying to develop their young talent, but facing some uncertainty about fit and readiness. That opens a window for Dallas to swoop in if they see an opportunity. Remember, Jerry Jones has a history of making big moves trading up, signing stars, and never shying away from controversy if it benefits his team. But it's not just about the immediate future. Investing in a player like Shedeur Sanders could also be a message to the locker room and fans. The Cowboys are committed to winning now, but also preparing for what's next. The NFL is a league where timing, development, and strategic moves can make or break a franchise's dynasty prospects. Dallas is acutely aware of this, and they're watching closely as the quarterback carousel turns across the league. Another layer here is the potential for a trade to happen sooner rather than later. Cleveland's evaluation process is ongoing, and if they decide Sanders doesn't fit their plans, Dallas could pounce. The trade market for young quarterbacks is hot right now, with teams looking for that next franchise guy, and Dallas has the assets, draft picks, veteran players, and cap space to make a compelling offer. Plus, Jerry Jones' willingness to make bold, headline-grabbing moves could be the difference maker in pushing this deal over the line. And let us not forget the fans. Dallas fans have been craving a true franchise quarterback since the days of Troy Aikman. The draft and offseason moves are always a hot topic, but this potential trade for Sanders could be the one that rekindles that excitement. It's a gamble, sure, but one that could pay off big time if Sanders develops into a star. Think about the marketing, the hype, the potential for a new era of Cowboys football led by a young, talented quarterback with a day-in Sanders pedigree. That's a storyline that writes itself. Looking ahead, the Cowboys are at a crossroads. Do they stick with Prescott and hope he can elevate his game in the playoffs? Or do they make a bold move now to secure their future and send a message across the league? The NFL waits for no one, and the window to capitalize on a talented young quarterback like Sanders might be closing. It's a high-stakes game, and Dallas is right in the middle of it. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What is your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe the Cowboys should pull the trigger on a trade for Shedeur Sanders? Or do you think Prescott still has what it takes to lead Dallas back to glory? Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this franchise. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, inside scoops, and analysis on everything Cowboys and NFL related. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, let us keep the Cowboys spirit alive.